evening.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
All right.
How you doing, guys? How you doing?
Hey,
Hello, I'm Joe. How you doing?
Good to see you again from council.
Yes, Joe. I'm Joe. You're Wayne. All right, man. How you doing, man? What's up, man? How you doing? What's going on, man?
All right.
Gillette, man.
All right, man. How you doing?
We're waiting for Ezra, right?
So, real quick before we start anything, oh shoot, look at that thing. Okay, this is the scanner. Does anybody want to carry this while we walk, just in case they hear something, or does, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Or if you want, it's up to you. Go ahead.
I hold it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm losing.
I'm telling you,
A police car or
No,
something.
but we ain't as you know. Hopefully, it's a good day in the city of Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep stressing that about this.
Yeah, amen to that, brother.
We want as many good days out of the 365 as possible. So let this be one too. You know.
That's a fact.
Right.
Absolutely.
We normally start with a prayer. You wanna start that off?
Let's rock it up.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna wait for Ezra? Lock in the arms.
He's still at the council meeting. Young one, I can open up a prayer.
That's what.
You want to do the prayer?
Yeah, I'll do the prayer.
Okay.
Heavenly, most gracious Father, we just come to you, Lord, saying thank you, Lord. We just ask you to have this union be what you want it to be, God. Let there be peace wherever we may go, Lord. Let us be a blessing to somebody else, God. And we ask these and all blessings in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank God. Amen.
Amen.
All right, be safe.
All right, guys. So where are we, and who are you guys?
We are the Niagara Falls Peacemakers. We are comprised of about 30 to 40 members right now. Right now we have just a couple of us that came out to meet with you today. We're standing in Niagara Falls Glump Park, which is the background area there. And our whole mission is to bring betterment to the city of Niagara Falls through social engagement with the youth, and to bring positivity and light to just trying to put things in a better perspective to how the city can be.
Okay.
I'll let you, the members actually introduce themselves by names.
Tom Cisco,
Paul Everett.
Chester Miles, they call me Wayne.
Chris Fortin.
Dwayne Sledge.
Gillette Fane.
Jeffrey Alexander Rivers.
Dante Miles.
John Campbell.
And I'm LaCorey Edwards.
So we're in Gluck Park right now in Niagara Falls. What kind of activities happen out here? Why did we start here specifically?
Well, this is an area that a lot of our youth come to play basketball, and there's not a lot of activities in the city of Niagara Falls, but as far as park areas, it is an area that a lot of the youth like to come together and try to have fun at. What this offers is a gazebo, as you can see over there, and swing set for the young kids here. But pretty much it's just a gathering place that people come to hang out like any park.
Has any negative stuff happened out here, or like is it?
Well, what could be negative sometimes, but if it's any negativity, it could be the large gathering of children in the location, and that's because probably there's not a lot of activities right now in the city of Niagara Falls.
And this is within walking distance, so they'll congregate at night, hang out with their friends. They're on their cell phones, and we want to interact with the youth and let them know that if anything comes up, that we're here to assist them and hopefully diffuse any situation that might come up.
And we do want the kids to enjoy themselves. This is the summertime.
Right. Yes. And we want to keep them safe.
And we also want to bring more activities to the park, so that they can be able to enjoy themselves. Have somewhere, a safe zone where they can enjoy themselves.
Okay. How long have the Peacemakers been in Niagara Falls for?
A little over a year.
A little over a year? Yeah. Okay. What are some of the craziest stories you guys encountered as Peacemakers when keeping the peace basically out in the streets?
Use the 4th of July as an example. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. The 4th of July was a good example for us to show how we could be engaged in the community, to let everybody know what we stand for. As far as there was a whole bunch of teenagers that we pretty much walked home.
From Hyde Park to Glug Park.
From Hyde Park? Yes. From Hyde Park to Glug Park.
We walked 2.7 miles, guys.
So there you go.
Almost 3 miles.
We had to walk them as long as we got escorted along with the police, and they're our backup. So there you go. So we basically showed the community that there you go, that's what we're there for. And how about this, if we weren't there, it could have been a bad situation. Some of the kids probably would have gotten
It would have been bad.
Oh,
would have.
And personal property in prior years had been vandalized, and maybe there had been some disagreements between the groups. So I definitely would give it a handout to the kids for this year. I wasn't here last year, but the kids were very well behaved. I don't think we
engaged the kids instead of the police engaging them. Yeah. They just followed behind us, but we were the ones.
They sincerely seemed to appreciate our efforts as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they knew we not here to
we were
cause
kind of
trouble.
having fun with them too.
Letting you know that if you cause problems, that the police are going to come in, and it was very, very effective.
It was very peaceful.
very productive.
The city and the youth are definitely responding in a positive way towards the Peacemakers' efforts. That is 100% sure. And I think that the only drawback right now that I would say that we probably have will be outnumbered as far as the community to the number of peacemakers. We're still growing. Anybody can become a peacemaker. I mean, from young to old.
Please come.
There's
Please,
no discrimination whatsoever. We just hope that people that do decide to join and come on board with this just have a heart and compassion to want to get back to our youth.
Yes, absolutely.
How did you guys form initially here? How did you guys? You said you about a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
How did
prior
that
to
start?
what happened is we stem from our sister organization, the Buffalo Peacemakers, and they started off as the Juneteenth Peacemakers. And long story short, the Juneteenth began to have a lot of problems in Buffalo, and they were going to shut it down completely.
Okay.
And a group of people from different organizations, Stop the Violence Coalition, Mad Dads, and so on and so forth, they came together and they said, you know what, let's come together, and we're doing the same thing but in different organizations. Let's pull everybody together and let's save and that's what it became. It was the Juneteenth Peacemakers. That's what they started off being.
Oh, okay.
And then what happened, so basically Ezra Scott, he was looking into it and he realized that what they were doing, how important and how effective it was in Buffalo, and how still effective it is today. So he reached out to Pastor Giles, who's the coordinator of the Buffalo Peacemakers, and brought the organization over here. We sat, we talked, we had meetings with the community, and
so
that's where it
Niagara
started.
Falls reached out to Buffalo.
Absolutely.
And Buffalo responded like.
Absolutely, they're like our big brother.
So you said your full number. How many do you guys have now?
30 to 40.
Between 30 and 40.
30 and 40. It's volunteer?
All
Yes,
volunteer.
all volunteer.
There's also been several programs with the school. We help the youth after they get excused from school. We help them make sure they get home safe. We call it safe passage. And there's also been adopt a student.
Yes, we have a mentorship program in Niagara Street School, and we have direct contact with our Mr. Laurie, our superintendent, and he's expressing like the good feedback that he's been getting so much, to the point where he really wants to expand what we're doing throughout the city as much as he possibly can. So it's more so about really getting the bodies, because we're not police, and the thing is that's what really kind of allows these kids to kind of take the wall down a little bit. And we talk to them. We're not here to try to come at them as authoritative figures, but just as someone that they can kind of trust in, you know what I mean?
So how is the relationship here between the community and the police in Niagara Falls?
Well, they're starting to accept us a lot more because of the way we carry ourselves.
Who is?
The police.
The police.
The police are accepting you guys?
Yes, accepting us a lot more. They're assisting us a lot more.
Direct meetings with the chief.
Direct meetings with the chief. We had a big meeting with the chief and the DA of Niagara Falls, and that went very well. We are presenting ourselves to let them know that we're here. We're here to help in a positive way. Because there's so much negativity out here. We're trying to show them there's another way. You know what I'm saying? There's always another way to do things in a peaceful way, and that's why we are the Peacemakers.
You guys all grew up in Niagara Falls? No.
No.
Well, most of
No.
I'm from Rochester.
Rochester?
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
I'm from Bronx, New York.
Oh, you from New York? Okay.
Yes.
When did you move to the Falls?
Well, I came here because of my son, who got killed almost 5 years ago to be next month.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where'd that happen?
In Buffalo, New York. It happened on the east side of Buffalo, on the west side of Buffalo. And I'm a parent to a child who died a gunshot. So who better to try to help than somebody who's been through that. Ex-addict, who's 17 years clean, who I'm serious about this thing, who I want to give back.
What made you decide to be a peacemaker though in Niagara Falls as opposed to being one in Buffalo?
Because I moved to Niagara Falls, and when I was in Buffalo, I was trying to become a peacemaker, but it was like a lot of stuff that was going on, so I wasn't able to.
Yeah.
So when I came to the Falls, I was able to have that option at a meeting that they came to the building at the senior citizen building, and I was talking to them, and just like I explained to you about my son, and they were like, well, you should get in touch with Ezra Scott. And I got in touch with Ezra Scott, and I became a peacemaker.
Do you see any similarities between Niagara Falls and Buffalo specifically?
Yes. There's a lot of similarities, but it's just that Buffalo is more, Niagara Falls is a little smaller population, but I'm saying there's a lot of similarities, especially with the murders that's going on.
Okay.
And if we could be a presence that we could enact that to try to give them a different way of living and learning and helping them, then this is what we want to do.
And he's also very familiar with your ex-gang.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Right. So what was that?
So
Yes, I was an ex-gang member, gangbanger.
Was that in
that was
Bronx,
in New York City. That was in New York City. And I have experience with that, like I said, who better to them than be me, a person like me, to explain where I came from. I've been in the same shoes.
The youth if they're going down that path too.
Exactly.
Has anybody experienced any kind of violence growing up in Niagara Falls?
Of course. Of course.
What happened?
From both sides, from the streets and between the law. Like I'm the newest peacemaker. I'm Gilletti. I grew up in Syracuse, New York. I moved here in 03. Get a little change of pace, but no matter where you go, you take you with you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an ex-addict too. I got 9 months tomorrow.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I got 9 months tomorrow, man. And I used to tell my kids, I got 2 kids right now, like my son Christopher, he was like that string of car thieves from the winter and all that stuff. That was my son. He stole a car from Buffalo that had a 2-month-old baby in it.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of me telling him, Christopher, you gotta do right, and I wasn't doing right. You know what I'm saying? So in these little short months, I'm a gang member too, from prison, everything from the streets, from Syracuse. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of influence out here on these streets. You know what I'm saying? So instead of telling him what to do, I figure I'll change my life and do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So he can see his dad going to work. Yeah, I just finished barber school last month.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? I just had a birthday, July 3rd. That was my first birthday I had clean in 29 years. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in 2014, man, I had an issue where I called the ambulance because I was having some mental health issues, and the police came, and they tried to get me to take something. I said I could refuse treatment, and he punched me, and we just started fighting. I woke up in ICU with machines breathing for me. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I didn't get on no stuff. I didn't try to retaliate. I opened up my X-Men program. Ex-drug dealers, ex-alcoholics, ex-prostitutes, whatever you did, and you turn your life, be who you needed when you was younger. You know what I'm saying? So, we did a community cleanup with the mayor on Ashland. I got pictures of it. Ezra asked me to do another community cleanup. I did one with Ezra. I cut over 40 underprivileged kids' heads every year for the beginning of school. It's just that, if you want to see a difference, you got to stop helping from a distance. So, when Ezra brought the idea to me for the Peacemakers, I jumped on it head first because that's what I was doing anyway. I just took some time off to take care of me because we can't take care of nobody else if we not.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So, I finally got a chance to meet Dante. You know what I'm saying? good dude. All of these guys in Peacemaker, we all got our own different stories. Like, you know what I'm saying? Which makes us to be able to help who we need, help be who we needed when we were younger. Like, there's not a place I can't go in Niagara Falls. There's not, like, I'm one of the top barbers here. Like, if you name, I'm probably in like the top 2. You know what I'm saying? So I know everybody. I cut a lot of people here, from even police to politicians yeah, I cut from police to politicians now. So I didn't take that experience that I had with the police and turn me into a bad guy. It just made me put my foot on the gas harder to do something right, because like when you wake up in ICU with machines breathing for you, that kind of like, it's either gonna make you worse or it's gonna make you better, but you're not gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and I got kids and they watching my kids out here. My mom out here, my sisters out here. We all moved from Syracuse for a change of pace, because it's like Beirut over there. Like when they smoking that PCP, like they'll shoot the person standing next to them and then still sit there and eat a bag of chips afterwards. Like drugs. Like I was an addict up here. I didn't move to from Syracuse and didn't be an addict. I was an addict up here. Like I shot dope, I smoked crack, all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't take me to go to the rooms of NA for me to change from that, but it took me to go there to stay clean. You know what I'm saying? So bottom line is, like, what better place than being with the Peacemakers to offer out what I have, like, because we can only keep what we have by giving it away.
One of the things that he mentioned was how he did this so his son could see that he could do something better. Like for me, I'm from Rochester, but I lived in Atlanta, and my son committed suicide about 3 years ago now. And one of the things that my son was 14, I feel maybe they have anybody to talk to. But that's one of the reasons why I do Peacemaker, because I want to get the kids before they're adults that go to prison. We can talk to them now, and maybe we can set an example for them. Maybe show them that it's a different way of living than to go out there and gang bang or do dope or whatever. That, you know, you got to make better decisions now, because it's going to affect you in the future.
Okay, what I do want to say about the Peacemakers, what makes the Peacemakers a wonderful, wonderful effort, is that for one, it's like a direct, kind of like a lethal injection shot right into our community, you know, and that's where the formation comes. It comes from the grassroots, or from the root, from the community. So actually what you're seeing with the Peacemakers is community strings actually pulling together from all areas of Niagara Falls. You know, we all got jobs, we all got lives to live, we all have children, we all have other responsibilities, but the unique thing is that we all have a shared similar concern of wanting to do more for our community and for our children. And just coming from the community out is a wonderful feeling. You know, it's not an organization that was put together. It was sort of just like, hey, we have this opportunity, and you just see wonderful people just falling in the ranks weekly, you know, and
people wanting to make that positive impact.
Yes.
What are the concerns in Niagara Falls with violence? Like, what are you guys seeing out here? What's happening, basically?
Too many kids with guns and everything else like that. That's the main thing, that the kids need more activities in the evening for them to do. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing for the kids to do. Like, how was the YMCA closed? That's the number one thing. Like, how was that closed? So that's the number one thing, that the kids have nothing to do. So when they have nothing to do, they find something to do.
Yeah,
and that can be destructive.
Yeah, it's another thing
idle
too. Like,
hands, what do they say about idle hands?
Like, I watch a lot of kids come home from school, and they're about anywhere from 10 to 14 years old, and they are like rude. For one, like, they have nobody to look up to. They sexually active at an all-time high. Like 12-year-olds grabbing each other butts and stuff like that, and just straight like out of line, out of character. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
respect, right?
No respect whatsoever. So like it would rather we be out here with hands on to be like, yo man, like, you know what I'm saying? Because somewhere along the line, like when I was growing up, it used to be like the OGs in the hood or whatever, we start a fight, they'd be like, oh man, cut that out, like da-da-da, and we'd stop. Now you tell a kid to cut that out nowadays, they might flick you off and tell you to suck something or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't know me, like, it's like, we're here to change that. Okay, we don't know you, all right, let's get to know you then. Like, all right, let me find out what you good at, like, because 9 times out of 10, if they don't see a future, they're not gonna act like they got a future.
They give up.
And all things is go. Like I said, be who you needed when you was younger. Me, like, if I could have had somebody to pour into me and really care, not just give me something, like, because like a kid would rather you, like, it's more beneficial to a kid for you to take $5 and take them to the store and talk about some things than to give them $50 to go buy some sneakers. Like, that's gonna stick with you much longer. So like nobody's pouring into these kids. Nobody's paying attention to them. They have to take care of themselves literally when they out here in these streets. They have to fend for themselves. They have to protect themselves from even older people, because a lot of people these nowadays growing up is sick. It's not like it was when we was growing up. It's 10 times worse, it's 10 times harder. So like, we out here for them, because like they gotta end up taking care of us when we older.
And it's like the drugs. The drugs has really changed things. And I mean, drugs was always around even years ago when we were kids, but it has really changed now.
Synthetic drugs.
I mean, the stuff that they're growing and the chemicals that they're using is really killing. It's killing you. You know what I'm saying? That's making these kids crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're totally crazy. They have no respect. They have no, like he says, no guidance. You know, they have nothing to look forward to. You know, like I'm saying.
And so mom and dad are on drugs half the time.
If we as peacemakers could try to make a difference as far as, you know, trying to show them that, you know, we're here to help or listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Because we can also listen to you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
just the ear to have
somebody just want to listen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that way you don't have to go take a gun and kill yourself. You don't have to go and do that drug. You know, ex-addicts who survived that life. You know, 17 years clean, and I never look back. You know what I'm saying? And I thank God, because it was by the grace of God that keeps me. You know what I'm saying? With God's help, He can do all things except for fail. You know what I'm saying? Most of us peacemakers are God-fearing men. You know what I'm saying? And women. You know what I'm saying? We do believe in the Lord. We do serve the Lord, and we do the best we can to show that the Lord is in us. Amen. Once they see the Lord is in us, it's going to shine to them, and that's what we need. We need to make a difference for them.
We're going to help them the chain break that chain.
We really stress community engagement, and we stress that to the whole community, because what happens is the more people that engage, it begins to bring forth more. You have another level of, they're accountable. They become more accountable. If I know that if I'm cutting up and I'm messing up these streets and I'm tearing up these streets, and I go down this street right here, but I know that 90% of these people on these streets is watching me, and they're ready to pull the plug on whatever I'm doing, I'm not going down that street, or I'm gonna change. So if we can begin to change the dynamics of what Niagara Falls is looking like right now, if we change the narrative of what it looks like, and we actually hit the streets and we don't talk about it, but be about it, right? So that's the thing about it, and so that's what we're about, and we welcome everybody in Niagara Falls every fourth Monday, 6:30 sharp. Every fourth Monday we have our meeting, because that's the thing about it is that we can talk about it all day, but sitting us talking about it, texting about it, on social media, Facebooking about it, Instagramming about it, what's wrong with Niagara Falls and how Niagara Falls is and stuff. We know how, we wake up to it every day, so we don't have to rehearse it. What are we going to do to actually change it? It's easy to talk about.
We're here tonight.
It's easy. I can sit at my dinner table and talk to my core, or my core influence and the people that I talk to, and talk about everything that's wrong. But if I don't step out here and hit these streets, nothing's gonna change.
It doesn't mean anything.
But you and your folks.
That's right.
We'll make sure you're all right.
streets growing up was really a double entendre.
Stay out of the street.
Right. They say that's why they made sidewalks.
Right. And those that didn't stay out of the streets and walked in the streets ran the streets.
Hey, what if you was from down south and they ain't had no sidewalk?
Stay on the clay.
Time for the dirt path.
You know it, the red clay roads.
Oh, that's down south.
That's down south. That's in the
I'm trying to make it down there. I'm trying to go down to Alabama, man.
Woo!
It's hot down there right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right now.
I ain't been down there like when I could remember being down there. I was probably like 3 years old. I don't recall yet.
From Monroe on that boy.
Yo, that's the crazy thing though, right? Because they talk about the reparations and whatnot. I mean, it's a real conversation. I can understand some people why they say not to, but then somebody said like we're so divided, like we don't even know who's who. A lot of our family did come from Alabama, all sorts of different parts of said down south. We so mixed up.
Watch
you know?
your step.
And that's definitely messed up a lot of foundation. And the joint that's so crazy, bro. I found out today I'm related to Quadri. Wow. I had to it took me to give him a proclamation to find out that that's my cousin. I didn't even know that, bro. Like, yeah, that's nuts. But that right there is just another example, like how a lot of us don't know who's who. Oh yeah, and then what's crazy is that's what a lot of violence do. Right. They be cousins and brothers and Jewish each other.
The boy that shot him was his cousin.
Came from Africa. It was his cousin?
It was his cousin.
Was this here?
It was here. This was like late, early 2000s.
So hold
They
on.
had a beat. They didn't know they were cousins.
In Niagara Falls.
In Niagara Falls. Didn't know that they were cousins. It was a club that was on Main Street. Oh, I mean Pine. The new point. Yeah.
So it was two cousins. They didn't know they were cousins. They had beef. Yeah. What else?
And then, you know, they had a little squabble out in the club when they got out. Oh, the brother came out.
Yeah.
Hit the cut. Is that a cut over there?
He won't hit the cut.
Okay, yeah.
I said it is.
The brother came out. Shot. Tried to run get to his car. Died on his way to the car.
Listen,
Then another guy shot the guy that shot him.
Where was
This was on Pine Avenue.
Found those dead.
Pine and Hyde Park.
Was that one where it was like 3 murders in one night? Was that
3?
I remember that. It was.
Yeah, I knew it was 2. And the two funerals, they had the funerals. Josh and Shalom. And they both at the funeral we found out that they were cousins. They didn't know.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just and a lot of stuff if you talk it out.
That's a big problem.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can squash a lot of that beef. Like just talking it out.
Yeah.
People pick up too many of these.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
How are guns getting into Niagara Falls?
Man, just how they getting in every other city. You know how it is, man. It's a hot spot where anybody can buy guns. You can go to Buffalo, you can go to Syracuse, you can go to Lewiston if you find the right plug.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's really, just concentrated in one area.
Yeah.
Like Niagara Falls / Buffalo. As far as guns is concerned.
I guess.
Yeah, they.
What you say, Paul?
It's self-explanatory.
What you mean?
You know where the gun's coming from. It's just how they getting here.
Yeah.
Private people buying private weapons, selling private weapons.
Right.
We have no way to
Non-legal
get 'em.
registered weapons.
Nobody here got registered. Nobody here got. There you go.
I mean, it ain't no gun store.
It ain't. Where's the closest gun store?
Right.
I don't even know where a gun store at. Besides, Warren might get a shotgun, but other
go
than
to
that,
Gander Mountain, but I'm licensed.
other than that,
Well, it's not Gander anymore.
Yeah, the Gander is
Now
bye-bye.
it's Gander Outdoors.
Are they even? They closed completely?
yeah. See,
No,
the sidewalk
it's called
is
Gander
easy.
Outdoors.
Oh, really?
It's no longer
We can
Gander
go walk-
Mountain.
It's gonna be a curve,
So that new store running.
and another one coming up.
Yeah, running.
Now we're being in the hood.
Backstop, not bad.
We're about to be in the hood. The
hood. Why does everyone gotta say I live in the hood? I don't consider it the hood.
We all stay in the hood to be technical.
I guess it's open to interpretation.
Listen, this Midtown right here, right? This 17th and Midtown.
Okay.
Like in 1995, this was a nice area. Not saying it ain't nice right now.
Okay.
But see, this the after effect, right?
Okay.
Of what you asking, like the guns, the drugs, this and this and this.
So
and that.
this it hit this area
at this period of time. Now, for real, it used to be over on two other sides, but they got rid of them sides, and then it pushed everybody over here. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
This is where it's happening at right now.
Right here.
They didn't turn 17th Street into a whole strip. Prostitution, drugs, anything that you want, basically. Out here. You know what I mean? Okay. So they turned it into that.
Hey, yo, y'all thirsty? Y'all thirsty? Don't worry about you. I'm good. I hit it when we come back because he only got a little time. So
I'll take an iced tea. Good luck.
I found that video on that tape.
Like this street right here, right?
What street is this?
It's 17th
This is 17th. Okay.
This used to be the street that when we was coming up, right, we used to walk, right?
Okay.
To go to the boys club.
Okay.
There is no boys club no more.
Well, no, actually they renovating. They just reopened it. Yeah, they just
I
reopened.
apologize.
Yeah, they just reopened. It was shut down for a minute.
Okay.
But we don't have a community center on the North End right now. That is one of the things, and we don't have a YMCA either. So
the YMCA is gone.
Yeah,
it's called the Gospel Rescue
It's called the Niagara Gospel Rescue.
And see, for real, like, I'm just related to Niagara Falls as I know it because I only been back to Niagara Falls for a year.
Oh, okay. Well,
I grew up in DC, Maryland area.
Okay.
I just came back from North Carolina. I just stayed in Atlanta, all that type of stuff. But when I'm saying I only been back to Niagara Falls a year.
You originally grew up here?
I was born here, but I grew up in DC.
Oh, okay.
Right, I was born here.
Okay.
But I was raised in DC. To make a long story short, I came back to this town, right?
Okay.
In 1986.
Okay.
And from 1986 to now, this community just went down terribly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Like this corner right here, to
I got
me,
B-roll of that.
in my opinion, you know, this is where it's, you know, going down now.
Can we stand next to that house? Is somebody living there? Or?
I know it's a condemned, abandoned building.
Can we post up next to there and do some more talking?
Yeah.
Ezra, I'm going to interview you too a little bit.
Irony in its own.
So, all right. So, as we want to come over here, if you guys want to group behind, and then I'm going to interview you here, and I mean, do the whole thing with you, who you are. We'll wait. Hey, get them walking too.
He recording you right now. Hurry up. He recording y'all while y'all walking.
3 and 4 5
One stop break.
8229 Boulevard. Coming from the front motion. No keyboard. 8229 Boulevard at the Mount Oaks Papers.
All right.
You right down the street from your spot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Peacemakers. Go take a photo with us, man.
Yeah, get in it, man. Get in it. That's right. We got a camera guy right there.
Oh, he got hickeys. Oh, he fancy. He fancy.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Jason.
Pleasure. Yeah. That's who we need to be in touch with.
Show us some love.
Take a photo for me? Oh, yeah, you busy, man. I'm gonna take a picture of y'all.
Yeah. My name's Joe.
It's iced tea, extra iced tea.
I'm doing a documentary about the area about community.
Go ahead. I said nothing. Now you know what it is.
Let's go.
Water.
Y'all ready? Take a photo of y'all real fast.
Water.
Come on in the.
Come on, man, bro. Come on, get in here.
We gotta get in the heart of this. Y'all ready? Count of 3.
You want me out or in?
In, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Ready?
Alright. Hold up, you use my phone too.
Okay.
Hold on.
You ready?
Adam?
Yeah. Checking us out.
Yeah.
That's good to get.
Thank you.
See what was going on. Okay. Yeah, come join us. Come join us.
You get a lot of love, Joe.
What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Ezra Scott Jr., one of the city councilmen out here right now, and born and raised in Niagara Falls, New York.
Okay.
On the New York American side.
On the U.S. side. All right. Where are we at right now?
Right here, right now we're at 17th and Whitney.
Okay.
You know, as Jeffrey was kind of explaining to you, you know, all cities kind of shift a little bit, you know, as far as communities, and this has definitely been one of the areas that have definitely made a shift as far as some of the activity that's taking place. So that's where we're at. You know, we're right here in the trenches, in the heart of it. You know, it's a little empty right now, but I think that's because of the heat. It's a hot day.
What now? Who were you the one that started the Peacemakers, or was it a group, or was it everybody?
You know, so one of the things that happened, you know, as a council member, you know, you have a lot of people, you know, that always say, hey, let's have a rally, let's have a protest with some of the violence that was happening. I've had a lot of people approach me since I've been a councilman. But one of the things that I'm really, you know, big on is organizing instead of just mobilizing, because a lot of times people mobilize and not have a strategy. So just really having an actual program or a system that we can continue on after that first day of mobilizing, maybe having a protest. And, you know, the idea of branching off from what's in Buffalo, the Buffalo Peacemakers, they came to why not have a Niagara Falls Peacemakers. And, you know, we started opening up meetings, and you see what happened, you know, and we're doing it together. You know, it's not a me thing or I thing, it's really a togetherness, and, you know, it takes a village to raise a child, you know, and to protect our youth. So, you know, that's what this is about, you know. So I did come up with the idea originally, but what do they say? A vision without action is just hallucination. If I didn't have these gentlemen right here, man, it'd be me hallucinating, man. So we're doing it together.
What do you think Niagara Falls needs to become a city to reverse negativity in Niagara Falls? What do you think what would you like to see happen in Niagara Falls?
You know, so the situation that it's in right now, it's definitely been years of unfortunate activity. It's been a depression for almost over 40 years, so it's something that's not going to just change overnight. But with that, you know, taking place as far as it being for so long, you have a lot of apathy here. A lot of people that have lost hope, you know, with the poverty, not having good jobs. So it really takes people like this to continue growing and showing more people love and hope. And I think that can be contagious, hopefully. And I think that's what can help turn Niagara Falls around. You know, more civic engagement, because of that lack of hope, there's been a lot of people that haven't been involved in the process anymore. But that's what we're trying to, you know, do, trying to change that culture and the mindset. We revive hope in people's lives.
Okay. If you could describe Niagara Falls to somebody that's never been here, how would you describe it?
Man, I mean, we're all family, you know, for the most part. You know, you find out that a lot of people moved from down in Alabama, down south. You know, you had a lot of jobs here. There was a lot of industry here at one point in time. So, you know, we're all pretty much tight-knit. Almost, it's a good chance that you can know, or you're pretty much, 3 degrees away from, you know, somebody else. If you don't know them, your aunt, your mother, sister, they may know them. You know, so we're all pretty much connected. But it's a great city. Like I said, there's been some unfortunate decisions when it, you know, comes to politics. But I do think that, you know, Niagara Falls is heading in the right direction, man. It's a tight-knit family town, man.
Have you ever experienced anything crazy growing up in Niagara Falls, or like?
Crazy. You know, Niagara Falls is small again, you know, so it's kind of like a melting pot. There's really no suburbs to Niagara Falls, but you have the DeVoe area, some of the Lake Sale area where it's better, it's more well off. And then you also have more spotted areas to where, you know, you may come up in a you know, good family home, but you're exposed to things, you know, you see it, you know, on a daily basis. So there has been some things, you know, I necessarily didn't have to live that life, but my friends, uncles, you know, they may be in that life, and, you know, I've seen it, you know. I've had experiences, not necessarily here in Niagara Falls, but, you know, where I was, you know, shot at. You know, fortunately I wasn't hit, so thank God, but you see those things here.
So you said you're this, and then you're also on the city council. You seem to like, a lot of your time is dedicated towards helping the city.
Yeah.
How do you fit all that into your schedule?
That's time management. You know, time management, but also passion. You know, this is something I do. Again, you know, with that salary, I was telling you, it's technically a part-time job, but we treat it as full-time jobs, and this is really my life, so it's not even a job. So whenever I can be around and be a help to anybody, it's what I do. You know, anytime I find any moment in my schedule, I'm trying to serve the community, and you know, that's what I see myself as, serving. Okay. And I mean, you know, that's another thing with the Peacemakers too, which I'm very thrilled about. I mean, I see myself as a vessel, you know, a vessel for God, and also with the Peacemakers, this is part of our mission. You know, Matthew 5:9, if I'm not mistaken, you know, it talks about blessed are the peacemakers, for they are children of God. And that's what we are, man. You know, we just trying to really do God's work, most importantly, man. And, you know, when you talk about that, it's a lifestyle, man. You know, it's a lifestyle.
Have you ever had anybody threaten you guys for doing this work?
Nah, no situation like that yet. So far, so good. But you know,
let's knock out some
wood. I don't really foresee that happening too much. Because you know, again, you know, everything that we do is out of love. You know, we're not coming malicious. You know, we're not trying to come as an authority figure trying to tell you to do this and do that. But we're just really ultimately trying to respond to the needs of the people. You know, so what you find a lot of times is when you come to people the right way and out of love, sometimes you can find out what's really going on. You know, like one time me and LaCory, you know, was a guy, he was, you know, him and his wife, his lady, they were kind of going at it. I had approached him first. He said, F you, Ezra, you know, get out my face, you know. But, you know, I kind of stood there, let him walk a little bit, and he came back a little bit, and I approached him again. He was willing to talk at that point. And then after about 5 or 10 minutes of me and LaCory talking, and this is about 11:30 at night, you know, so LaCory came within 5 minutes after I called him. And said, yo, Ezra, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your courage for wanting to stay there and talk to me, man. And again, I think that's just a testament on how a lot of times people just need love, man. And if you're consistent with it and you continue to show them love, they'll see that you're real and genuine, and that's how they'll embrace you, man. So coming at them real and correct and authentic, it shouldn't be too much of that, man.
Now, do you guys have to go through a training to become a peacemaker?
You know, so what we do is we have applications that you have to fill out. You fill out the application. You know, we do background checks for everybody. The background check is not saying that we actually do background checks for people to not be qualified, but just to know who we're laboring with, you know, who we're working with. And also we're very cautious because we don't want sex offenders. We work a lot with youth. That's our primary target. You know, so we don't want to necessarily be putting sex offenders next to children when we're going into the school with our mentorship program or our safe passage program with Gaskill. So that's really one of the criterias, you know. But again, it's not because, if you're a convicted felon, you know, drug case or gun charge, that you're not going to be a peacemaker. No, actually, that may make you more qualified, honestly, because now what you're called is a credible witness. You know, you've been here, you've been in the street, you know what it is. And 9 times out of 10, who is that man, that young man that's on the corner? Who is he gonna listen to? Somebody that can identify with him and actually kind of walk those steps that he, you know, we're trying to keep him from going down. You know, you know. So yeah, what's going on, bro?
What up, bro? All right.
Have you ever had anybody like, do they ever call you like snitching or ratting, or like, is that a problem or not a problem?
You know, so again, you know, I don't know if we talked about it yet, but we're really only about 1 year and 4 months old. You know, so we're still technically new. You know, we've been through one summer. Summer's really only about 3-4 months. You know, we're up here upstate. You know, so you don't have a lot of time to be out in the community. But now this is our 2nd summer. We're still introducing a lot of people that may not know us, a lot of people that do know us. You know, the other day, you know, I was on 18th Street actually. No, that's 19th Street.
That's right.
Yeah, 19th Street. And you know, somebody asked me, "Are you a cop?" I was like, "I'm not a cop. You know, I'm just here to show love. I'm a peacemaker." And you know, ultimately, I'm trying to avoid the cops from coming here. You know, so we don't have another young man or woman in cuffs. So they will ask those questions, but again, that's because they're getting to know who the peacemakers are. So we're still in the branding phase, you would say. Okay. Yo, let me shout out 2 real fast. Look at these 2 right here. Now, 2 of the top barbers out here, man. Lady and Dante Mala. And also, holla at my man. Let me take my peacemaker out. This man, a couple years ago. Yeah. The same Peacemaker related. Dante Miles for City Council, all right? Okay.
Awesome.
We out here. You recording?
Yeah.
You also said you were looking for some positive, so here's some positive for you. My wife is back there, her name is Veronica. What we do here, we've been doing it for 2.5 years. We run a group called A Free Helping Hand. We also have a Facebook there. But we serve the community. We don't turn anybody away. We don't judge anybody. Right. If you're in need, we open up twice a month. We have anywhere from clothing, we have furniture, we get appliances sometimes, but just to show the community we care, we give back. And it has nothing to do with the Peacemakers, but it's just a positive thing that we do because we try to relay that positive so we see more positive, you know what I mean? And people appreciate it. We help so many families I can't even explain to you, and it's just a blessing to the community, it's a blessing to us, and we're thankful that God chose us to do it.
Amen. Thank you.
All right. Get back, sweetheart. He's in good hands. Yeah, I'm sure. We gotta see the edited version of it.
I'm pretty sure he'll send us the link.
Yeah, you know what I have never found out? What is this spot? Somebody. Absolutely. Oh, talking about the help with hand? Yeah. No idea. I know. Yes! The lady asked, talking about trying to do the last basket circle meet.
Start tearing it up and reduce.
We're doing it.
It sounds like nothing.
Drop the pizza on y'all, Peacemakers! Peacemakers! Whose streets? Our streets! Whose kids? Our kids! Go, Ezra.
We chilling right now. We chilling right now. We chilling right now.
Put him on the spot.
We chilling. We just my trip, bro. In these streets on these cameras.
Literally.
Oh yeah? What happened?
Keep the feet.
How y'all doing? How's it going with yourself? Pretty
The
good.
gas company dug up here and they got a big
How you doing, my man?
Large job fix this.
I can fix it. Oh, you just filming it.
Oh! Give me the material and I can fix it off the clock.
Huh?
So what is it?
Yeah, you lift it up.
The gas company dug to redo the gas line.
Wow.
Oh! They wrong for that. They definitely wrong for that.
Who did this?
The gas company. And there's no cone.
Wow. Pull that back a little bit.
And then they put no cone here. And I gotta go over here and look at it with him.
This is ridiculous.
Let him take a quick video. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm on live. I'm on live.
I'm gonna send that to
The
Casey.
gas company. Yeah. The boy fell in there and look, he done messed up his leg.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
You should go to the hospital.
But the plywood up there or no?
I wanted to go. Everyone told me I got all the
Right.
Now we put it down.
But they didn't put no red thing on cone on this one.
Oh, see, they should have had caution.
I got one at my house.
They really should have had caution.
It looked like it was old too.
Don't let them see that hole. You know what I'm
And the
saying?
thing is, it's gonna get dark out here.
Yeah.
People gonna be walking.
And if they ride, they bite.
You know, okay.
People gonna be
That's a death sentence if they ride, they bite.
Now they pick your area, you know.
What's that?
Like, look, man, like, look at these streets over here. Don't walk on that. Look, that's about to do the same thing.
Damn, man.
Yeah, but that's not dug up underneath.
Yeah, man.
What is all of this? It's like this right here, like it's the same.
This is an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, you might as well get in the street.
You in the wrong neighborhood.
This is an accident waiting to happen.
Y'all better be careful where y'all walk.
Walk in the street.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily put them on video yet. You know what I'm saying? If they, you know, let's talk to them if they want to be on video.
What's up, Charo?
Chef. So, where are we at right now?
Actually on 19th and Ashley. In my opinion, 19th and Ashley is like the heart of 19th Street. Like you got a heart, you got a tail, and then you had a head. You see what I'm saying? So right here, this is where everything go down. And if I'm not mistaken, see, it's because at the end of the day, take it or leave it, it's because this is a corner store. And it stay open, if not all night, late night. And see, that's where you have the most activity at, take it or leave it. You got corner stores.
But there's more to it.
I mean, listen, I'm just telling you, that's fine too, but I'm just telling you, like I said, in my opinion, what I see this as 19th Street, because just like 17th Street, I walked this street for 20 years, and this is definitely have changed since I've been on this street. I only can tell you from my experience being out in these streets. You see what I'm saying? Selling most of the whatever when I was younger. Yeah, but anyway, dang, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
One of the biggest changes that we've actually had here is that, in reference to the two stores he just mentioned, being this one and Hometown over there, they don't police manage. Now, we used to have a lot of problems on 19th and Walnut, but they were strictly always calling the police, always getting the police involved, and they pushed them off, and they gravitated down here. But it's actually gotten so bad that from 19th and Whitney Avenue to the other end of 19th all the way down, it is a no plea zone. What you get hit with is what you're doing time for.
So explain maybe what, for the people who've never heard of a no plea zone.
No plea zone means there's no bargaining down, you're not pleading down to a lesser charge.
So if you get arrested,
get hit with it, get arrested for it, that's what you're serving.
And that's, and Niagara Falls has a no plea zone along
Niagara Falls has a no plea zone on the whole entirety of 19th Street is a no plea zone.
That's how bad activity
is. That's how bad activity is on 19th Street.
You can't play out. And another thing is this, like I don't know where they get the idea that somebody who never committed a crime. You know what I'm saying? That's where we come in at. Like most of us, if not all of us, took part in street destruction, selling drugs, using drugs. So it's only right we clean up our own mess.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like even with the police officers, as far as they go, like, you know what I'm saying? Like most of the guys that don't agree with what's going on in the hood, they never experienced it. Have you seen the ones that grew up in the hood and stuff like that, and out here with us? Like they're more lenient on people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they understand the struggle. Like you can't possibly understand the struggle if you've never been out here to experience the struggle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to be out in these same corners, like either buying drugs or selling drugs. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can relate to a lot of the people out here. I can go like houses over there, houses over here, anywhere, any side of town. I'm respected because I did something different with my life. You know what I'm saying? And as far as doing something different with your life, like we lead by example over here. That's why we over here doing the things we need to do. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, I'm fucking up y'all.
It's all right, it's all right. Get that. I'll see no stop sign.
That's relationship building right there.
I'm gonna call you in a minute.
Okay.
See, that's live.
Just building that relationship. How you doing?
How you doing?
But see,
The Niagara Falls Peacemakers.
like I said, at the end of the day,
Niagara Falls Peacemakers.
this is where it's happening.
Just trying to, trying to
in Niagara
do
Falls.
good, show love in the community.
At the end of the day, these ain't nothing but kids, though. They ain't
Need
nothing
your
but
help.
kids.
Right.
And see, they the kids of, like they say, the parents of addicts. You know what I mean? Recovering addicts. And so that's this, you know, what it adds up to. So like I said, that's the real problem. There ain't nothing but kids out here, for real. And you gotta actually teach the kids. And you can't teach them if you ain't out here with them. You know what I mean? Because like I say, hey, they wanna do right? But if they ain't got no examples of doing right, what you think they gonna do? So, you know what I mean? So that's what it is out there. I mean, it's the truth. Because like I said, I'm 49 years old. I came up in these streets. I'm talking about in these selling drugs, whatever. And you talk about on 17th, I got shot on that street.
Oh, shoot.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's just me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's what it is out here, man. Ain't nothing but kids out here. Just like I had to tell somebody earlier today, they was like, yo, you can't break that up. Why not?
Yeah.
Right.
Why I can't break a man beating up on a woman out in the streets?
Yeah.
Why? You see what I said?
I don't mean to, go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is, this is what I said though, the absence of real men, take it or leave it, ain't out in the streets. You see what I'm saying? So this is what the Peacemakers, you know, trying to accomplish. You know what I mean?
Are you afraid of anybody doing something to you trying to interview?
Nah, because me personally, like I had to tell once again, it's like, when you've been out here doing wrong, right, and you didn't care then, when you out here doing right, you shouldn't even, you know what I mean? Come on. You know what I mean? Why should you care then? When you out here, you know you doing what's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, nah.
And the thing about it is that we have a protector. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We always put him first in all we do. And when God is in the midst of something, ain't nobody can touch it. I don't care who you are or who you think you are. He's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? I trust and I believe
before us, who could be against
it. They gotta fall in line. Because this ain't no game. And we ain't walking around in fear. You know what I'm saying? We walking around in love. And that's two different things. See, when you walk around in fear,
Putting pride in the community.
you know what I'm saying? But when you walking around in love, love conquers all. And that's in his word. Love conquers all.